Well, it has been really a very silent past 1.5 weeks concerning Alexandra Isak to the side of Arsenal. Towards the end of the season, all reports were like Arsenal are interested in Alexandra Isak, and Isak is really positive to join to Arsenal. And this time around, Alexandra Isak has gone ahead to speak out in his own words. And I tell you what, he has gone ahead to speak out onto the Arsenal transfer links. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys? And where are you watching us from the 6th of June, first video of the day, and we are really here for an action-packed day again in here for you. Let's see close to 400 likes. Smash on this video, and don't forget to subscribe because we want to hit. Obviously, the target is 30,000, right? But one step at a time. Let's hit 21,400, such that we obviously chase that milestone of 22,000 subscribers, and then the rest will be history. So guys, continue to subscribe, and we thank God for the gift of life, and the Christians, so the Muslims, barakallahu fikum. And we all know that friendlies took place yesterday, and Alexandra Isak was really one of the goal scorers for Sweden in that game that saw Sweden lose 2-1 when they played against Denmark. And he scored in the 9th minute to obviously put the game to a level after Pierre-Emerick Højbjerg went ahead to score in the 2nd minute, and Christian Eriksen went ahead to obviously break the deadlock in the 86th minute. But they really had a very beautiful game of football, and the stats really show you that they really enjoyed this beautiful game of football. And obviously Sweden had a lion's share of the possession, and Alexandra Isak, after that game, I think played like 70 minutes. After that game, he had to obviously speak to the media, and the big question was, are you going to Arsenal? They asked him on his transfer links to the club of Arsenal, and guess what? His reply was? His reply was as follows: I'm enjoying myself very much in Newcastle. I just had the best season of my career. That should not be underestimated. I love everything really at the club, the fans, the city. I actually have no thoughts of a move or anything like that. I enjoy myself fantastically well, and I'm very happy with my life. That's what he had to say, that he's not really having thoughts of a move or anything like that. And this takes us to what Fabrizio Romano told us, that it has to be engineered by Alexandra Isak if at all is to move away from the side of Newcastle. And the side of Newcastle is not willing to sell, and the player has to obviously come in through and really push. But he's saying, I've just gone ahead to have the best season of his career. And he's really right, because he went ahead to score 21 Premier League goals, and we all anticipated that Newcastle was almost down on its knees because of the injuries. And if maybe Newcastle had its other players available, Isak would have gone ahead to even score 30 goals, because he's that kind of guy that will get you those very many goals that you obviously call in for in a nick of time, and that is Alexandra Isak. Then he went ahead to add on to his transfer links to Arsenal that it's not something I'm speculating on within the team and the club. There has been no talk or drama around it. I have not received any information from the club that they would need to sell me. It has been good, especially the second part of the season. I had some niggles and injuries for the first period. I was a bit difficult. It was a bit difficult to find my flow, but in the last few months, I've played regularly and gained continuity. It has shown in the performances as well. That is coming in through Alexandra Isak, meaning that the club, when you look at that statement that is going to make, he hears the speculation that Arsenal are interested in him, but Newcastle has not gone ahead obviously tell him that they want to sell him. So this resonates exactly with what Fabrizio Romano told us about this deal of Alexandra Isak, that Newcastle is not willing to sell. Isak is the man that could really push this deal to what it's supposed to be. But we've all gone ahead to know that even when Fabrizio Romano sounds a here we go, that it has gone ahead and done and dusted, a player, when he holds an interview and you all know that he's going to play for that particular club, a player continues to deny that there is no interest. I'm so much interested in playing for Newcastle, and so on and so forth. That is it. And that's what we call professionalism. And that is what we call not bleaching, what we call the non-disclosure clause. Because when these talks are really going on, no one obviously has to obviously leak him out from the team of the player. The agent, the intermediaries, the family, you get. But what the agents do, they feed these stories to tier 1 journalists like Fabrizio Romano, David Austin, Sammy McBall. You can talk about Adi Mazio, all else. They can even use a 4th tier journalist. You understand? They can use a 4th tier journalist to come out and obviously put out such stories, because they know to it that they will obviously be really moved to the media and they will make rounds. They can leak to Sunsport, they can leak to Metro, they can leak to Daily Mail, they can leak to Marca, they can leak to Liquipi, they can leak to any side, and him being in Sweden right now, you might find out very many links, from the Sweden side on the transfer of him being linked to Arsenal. So I know he's obviously keeping what we call the professional code, and he's paying the due diligence to the side of Newcastle, and all these players do it. I remember Declan Rice. You remember his speech at West Ham when they had gone ahead to obviously beat Fiorentina in the finals of the UEFA Conference League. He never confirmed that he's leaving. And it was David Sullivan who came out and said, if the right offer comes in through, we are going to sell Declan Rice. You understand? And they are on pressure because Declan Rice was left with just 2 years on his contract. If he ran that year of 2023 to 24 at West Ham, would have gone to be left with just 1 year. I saw Rasmus Højlund, after everything was done and dusted, he came to play Bournemouth with Atlanta in the all in the United Kingdom, and he even fled back. Yet we got to know that Here We Go has gone ahead to be signed, and had gone ahead to be announced by Fabrizio Romano, and the player was really coming in here. And we've all gone ahead to see Kylian Mbappe. He couldn't obviously say that I'm going to Real Madrid, but we all knew that he was going to Real Madrid, and this was really broken around February that he was really going to join Real Madrid, and Real Madrid we are working to see to it that they get in this player in a nick of time. So I don't want us to come here and really believe that it's the end of this deal. I won't say it's the end of this deal, not until Arsenal says we are not going for him. And there is another aspect that I've gone ahead obviously look this story in all different angle, that maybe Alexander Isak is speaking this because he knows to it that Arsenal we wanted to sign you, we talked to you, you are willing to come, but the 170 million pounds to 200 million pounds asking fee from Newcastle turned us off, and we went in for Šeško, and they are really having advanced talks with Benjamin Šeško. And I tell you, these agents talk to one another, and they know exactly how business is moving on through. And I know the agent of Alexander Isak might have gone ahead to be fed in on what is supposed to be going in through at the side of Newcastle. And I tell you what, a lot is really gonna be coming up in there for you. So lastly, let me obviously brief you in as far as this is concerned. Alexander Isak said it's fun to have a record in Swedish football. Then I don't exactly think of Zlatan, but I'm mostly satisfied with my season. I scored a lot of goals in a league like the Premier League. I think mostly about my own contribution, and I'm very satisfied with it. That is Alexander Isak. Remember, he went ahead to break the record of this guy. I think this guy had scored 17 goals in a single Premier League season. That is Zlatan Ibrahimovic. And Alexander Isak has gone ahead to score, what's the number? The number is all about 21 goals. So guys, I call upon for your reactions into the comment section below about Alexander Isak speaking out on his transfer links to Arsenal. Rokani David is my name. First video of the day. Continue to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily, and continue to do the due diligence of subscribing, because the more you subscribe, the more you give us the vibes that we've always gone ahead to call in for in here onto this channel. I love you, die, and This is the Football News Show. First video opening up, and more is yet to come. Hope you guys are really eagerly waiting for more news. I'm having Rafael Varane, Marcus Rashford in the mix, and so on and so forth. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. The Muslims, Barakallahu Fikum. We sign out.